Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the next Spetz Playz. Sorry if I sound like I'm moving around when I start this thing, because I am. I'm moving around my room. And the cat's taking my chair. So, I will sit in this chair. Is that right, Bubba? I'll sit on what's usually your chair for this LP. So, we're going to go back to racing. I looked high and low around my house. I must have gotten rid of the previous one. I really wanted to do that one. I may as you bet still do it. I don't know. Ignore that. That's my steering wheel calibrating. This is Gran Turismo 4 for the PlayStation 2. I was wanting to do Gran Turismo 3 because that game's hot garbage, and, well, I'm a sucker for punishment sometimes. But we're going to do something a little different. Yeah, let's go ahead and create it. And I'm starting to use this as my name now. Because it's easy, simple, good to go. And sorry if the quality is really bad. Not much I can do about it. My capture card, for whatever reason, absolutely hates component cables now. So I'm having to run this off regular old AV cables. So now you get the classic early 2000s CRT TV experience. All right. It's not going to distract from the quality of the game. It's going to be blurry as all heck. So, anyways, it works, and that's all that matters. So anyway, this is Gran Turismo 4. Probably the best Gran Turismo they ever made. So we're going to use, this game allows you to utilize game saves. I don't have it. I got rid of them long ago. So this is why I was also wanting to do Gran Turismo 3. If you start this one, you don't have to do the first two early tests. And you don't have to, this game's gorgeous too. And it starts you off like 150 frame. So you can start with a decent car. But I'm going to do this from scratch. So, the car on the front of a Japanese racing game is in the intro here. The Ford GT. Oh, this car is so freaking gorgeous. Alright, so let's skip this because it's going to start getting like licensed music, which is like all that's in this game. But we're turning all the music off so we can listen to the gloriousness that is the cars. Also, I'm going to be using a racing wheel for this. I need to clean it up. It is absolutely covered in dust and it's disgusting. I haven't done that yet. I was just making sure it's working, and it is working. Let's go over here to sound. That's the only thing I need to really do. Menu music. 0. Race music. 0. Replay music. 0. Slideshow music. 0. We're going to use Pro Logic too, because I do have surround sound headphones on. Oh, LAN races. Oh, this game had LAN? Dude. What? This game had LAN play? Oh, man, that's sick. I'm sorry. No, get out of that. Are these... Oh, so... Yes, exit options. So here's what I'm going to do for the first couple of videos. I'm going to go through and briefly overview all the manufacturers. Now, what makes this game better than Gran Turismo 3? Gran Turismo 3 only had like 185 cars, where Gran Turismo 2 had 500, or just over 500. It was a huge downgrade. They also got rid of all of the used cars, which was completely stupid. So you have historic showroom, secondhand dealer. Sometimes you find rare vehicles that show up in this, which is actually freaking cool. The other thing about Gran Turismo 3 that was hot garbage was the oil change system. You had to change your oil every 100 miles, which made no sense because there were races that would go longer than 100 miles. Which then meant, oh, here's used cars showroom. Okay. So you get used car and historic car. Okay. Used car showroom. There's like 3 used car lots. The other thing that was hot garbage about it was, good, we start with 10 grand. All right, we're going to start with some terrible cars. They had a selection of cars in Gran Turismo 3 that was questionable at best. There was some hot garbage, and I wanted to go and rip that game a new one. Like, why would you put this car in here? So, pretty much every nation had a starter car that you could buy, at least one that you could buy. In Japan, the best car you could start out with was a Mazda Miata. Starting out in Gran Turismo, that's a fine choice of a car to start with. It's a sports car. Yeah, it's slow, but it handles good. It's a good starter. You can upgrade it, and it's actually halfway decent. I can't remember what Europe had. I can't remember what. If there are any other markets, but the main three markets is Europe, America, and Japan. America. You'd think, no, I might start off with something like, around the time like an Escort ZX2, a Ford Escort ZX2. I'm trying to think of something other simple and cheap. A Chevy Cavalier, a Ford Focus. So you're thinking like a compact car. Something like that, like a Dodge Neon. Something to that effect. Oh no, it was much worse. The starting car, Gran Turismo 3, was a Chrysler PT Cruiser. Why, in all of everything that is holy and historical and automotive, would you ever, ever, ever buy that to race with? So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the new car markets of every nation, and I'm not holding anything back. I'm starting in my home nation of the U.S. of A., America, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to go through this, and I'm going to rate every manufacturer, and there are some fun ones in here, of how bad the car selection is in this, as well as I'm going to nitpick a couple of individual cars, and we're just going to rip them a new one. Now, if I see something that I like and I think is great, we're going to go with it, and hey, so we're starting with the old man cars, Cadillac. Oh, Cadillac. They aren't built to go over 35 miles an hour. They're nothing but for old people. Now, in recent days, they have gotten some of their luster back of being the gold standard of the luxury automotive industry. But as far as where this game is at, no. They started to at this point, but oh no, no. And we only have one Cadillac to choose from. I wonder why, and it's a prototype. This is an F, and you can't even buy it. You see that in the top left where it says credit dash dash? You can't even buy this. Cadillac, full on F. I mean, you didn't even put in the CTS, the two-door Corvette knockoff Cadillac. Cadillac is an F. Just, ugh. Dodge. Oh, where do we start? Oh my gosh. We'll start with the classics. All right. So new Dodge as of today, just terrible, terrible, hateful company of just they don't know what gas mileage means. Now I'll give them this: their engines are indestructible. Their gas mileage, they don't even know how to calculate it. They get the worst gas mileage of almost any car manufacturer in the world right now. Hang on, I gotta check something. This is the first video. It can't be a Spetz Playz without everything falling apart. Let me set my controller down. I want to get over here and look at this, make sure. Because I got something up in the way. Are we? Yeah. Okay, let's turn the desktop audio off for this. Yeah, okay, so everything's going. My mic is running. I just want to make sure, guys, because stuff always breaks on me. I've already had to re-record this first video a bit, so. All right, old school Dodge back in the 60s. They were second to none in terms of performance and power. Their designs were a little questionable. Okay, now these are supposed to be classics. What the frig is a car from 1999 classics? That's already a screw up on Gran Turismo's part. That's not a classic. These are classics. Charger Super B, 440 RT. Basically the same car. Super B gets more power because it's got the Hemi. But as far as Dodge in this game, let's rate their cars that are in the game. Let's go with that. But yeah, Dodge is okay. This thing, a friend of mine had one of these when I was had just graduated high school. He went and bought one. He blew the transmission in this thing out 3 times in a year. Of course, he drove it like a complete loon. But the Dodge Neon, SRT4, fast in a straight line, but still, nah, no. There's no point in buying this thing. There's other cars of the same kind of class, 4-door, compact, sport car, that are way better. And I will show it to you. Oh, just a regular old Dodge Ram Hemi quad cab. Wow, they had to put the quad cab in. Let's put the truck in a racing game that's got 4-wheel drive and has extra doors and cab on it to make it that much heavier and slower. Well, that's terrible. This isn't even the what is it? The Dodge 500, Ram 500. What was it? The where they were racing with the Lightning, having a super truck, and it had like 500 horsepower Dodge Ram. So that's not even in here. That's a fail. So these are cars from 04 and 03. I thought this game came out in... Oh, it did come out around this time, yeah. Okay. This is helping me get a little more. So we're still in like the late 90s phase of automotive. Vipers are solid cars. There's nothing wrong with them. Carroll Shelby helped build these things, or helped design and build these things, so that's A+ in my book. Dodge Vipers are awesome. The rest of their lineup here, I give Dodge a C. Now I'll give them a B because they got some Chargers. They don't have some of the other. They don't have a Challenger, which was in Gran Turismo 2, but it might be in the historic showroom. Who knows? We'll see. But so far overall lineup. I mean, you can't even buy this starting out. But I give them. I'll give them a B. I'll give them a B because Vipers are fine. Vipers are good. Their classic room's kind of jacked up, but you know. Plymouth. Oh, you better have the one car. You better. Yeah, they're going to have nothing but classics because Plymouth at this point, the only thing they had new was the Prowler. And it was... oof. Plymouth is just the worst freaking car company. I mean, look at this. Okay, so you got the CUDA and the Superbird. You got to have the Superbird. The first NASCAR to really get over 200 miles an hour. And Richard Petty's baby. But you can buy the CUDA right off, so that's cool. Okay, so as far as Plymouth in this game, after the oil embargo, the smog cut down in the 70s, Plymouth never recovered. They had a few bright spots here and there, but overall they were trash. After this point in the history, Plymouth was hot garbage. Though the Superbird is basically a Roadrunner with a wing on the back and a nose cone. So, still not a bad car. They fixed the aero problems on it, and it's low. So Plymouth in this game, not much of a selection, but I give it a B. Is this Shelby? This looks like Shelby. Does this give a little description at the bottom? This looks like CS, Carroll Shelby. Hot dang it is. All right. I freaking love Shelbys. Oh. Now, that's not to say they ain't made some mistakes in the past. But these two cars right here, I love the GT350. I absolutely love this thing. It is probably my favorite Mustang in history is this one. It's not the fastest. It's not the most brash. But as far as just what it does, bang on. This is my favorite car ever. It's worth the price of admission, $500,000. It's worth it. 485 horsepower, 480 foot-pounds of torque, and it's stock. And that car weighs next to nothing. It's all engine. That's all it is. And it handles good because it's got big, fat, chunky tires on it. But it's a European sports car with a freaking huge, ginormous 427 Ford V8 slammed under the hood. New cars, oh, these are never good. So the new Mustang hadn't come out yet, and this was their first attempt at really getting something going, like more modern. Series 1 is a good car, but it's just not. The Cobra still slaps the mess out of it just because of its raw power. Overall, I'd give Shelby I'd give him a B+. I'm going to give him a B+, because I don't see the GT500 Super Snake. That's a fail. DeLorean! Oh, DeLorean, if it wasn't for a certain movie called Back to the Future, this car would be relegated to the annals of history as being one of the worst cars ever made. It looks awesome. It's got gull-wing doors. But it uses a Renault engine and a Renault transmission in an American sports car. That's a fail. This thing could barely hit 88 miles an hour, let alone travel back in time. No. Oh, this one was built in 04? I mean, I know they're still around and still making the same freaking car, which is cool. They don't make very many of them. Okay, but still, you can't even buy it. They get a D just because they put it in here, and that's awesome. Oh, gosh, Mercury. Oh, I love Mercury so much, but they're freaking hot garbage. They don't even put their new cars in here because all their cars just rebadged Ford, just slightly modified. What do you call it? Trim levels, some light luxury options on them. So Mercury just never could get everything back. The last Cougar that came out was a Ford Probe Mark III. They just gave it the Cougar badge. And yeah, I mean, we get the Mercury Cougar XR7. Cool car. I love these things. But it's the only one that got in here. They get a D. They get a D. We're going to grade these things. What is this? The frig? Chaparral. Who the frig is this? It's been a long time since I've played this game. Oh, they were Le Mans teams and such. Okay, so they got some interesting looking little race cars and such. I don't know anything about them. It's a question mark. But hey, they put some race cars in here. They get a C just for being around. Oh, I already see one. It's hot trash. Chevrolet. Oh, I hate GM so much. And the car they got plastered all over their marquee banner if there's that piece of crap SSR. You already get one letter off from that. So you went from A to B right there. Like everybody starts off at A. As I talk about it, they go down. All right, so we've got the original Corvette. That's cool. We got the split window, my favorite, the Stingray split window. Ooh, I love this car. Probably my favorite, one of my favorite cars in history. That's cool. I love that thing. That's the best Corvette they ever made. The Camaro Z28, I like this. It's a 69 Z28. I really, with the 302, I really, really like these cars. I think they're great. That's the handling package Camaro. I ran this in Forza 2. Was it Forza 2 I played the mess out of? Yeah. Played the heck out of Forza 2 online. This was my favorite car to drive in that. Absolutely. Bar none. Tons of fun. Camaro SS, you take away the handling package and cram more power in it, and you get a car that's unwieldy at best. I don't like it. That is hot garbage. The 1990 ZR1, these are like the classic Corvette looks for me. Like, this is the Corvette. When I think of Corvette, this is the car I think of. The spot tail lights on the back, flip-up headlights, kind of darty looking, but kind of still modern looking. You know, kind of got that Trans Am look to it from the 80s. I like them. I like them. They're not the fastest things, but 374 horsepower in 1990, that's a fast car. Chevelle SS, they're the NASCARs of the era. I mean, they're got a lot of power, but they don't handle for dog crap. They're okay. Oh, yeah, the old 88 IROC. Everybody likes IROC Camaros because they're just freaking cool looking and they were used in IROC in International Race of Champions. That's a cool car. I like it. I can't help it. Everybody thinks it's like redneck trash now, but I don't care. They're just cool looking. And that's a race car. I don't have any opinion on a race car. That was the classics we went through. Oh, no. You actually put this piece of crap in the game? Oh, dear. Who would buy this? Yeah, that's a full. You get a B for that. These Camaros are hot garbage, and they got canceled not long after this. Yeah, the Camaro was canceled. Hey, all you GM nuts that give Ford a bunch of crap about your Mustang, yeah, the Mustang was never canceled. It's been running strong for almost 60 years now. Your Camaro went out for 5 years until Ford said, hey, look, if we make our muscle cars look like the old cars again, the way they should look, people will buy them more. And you made lawn darts. That's another fail. Which this game came out before the new Mustang, the retro car revolution really got going. So, I mean, this tried to kick it off, but it completely failed. It's just a piece of crap. I got a Z06. Not bad. Again, extended cab pickup, fail. And it's been lowered, another fail. That's hot garbage. No. Chevy, You get 1 point off for that, so you're already at a B. I will give you this, though. Your classic car lineup is pretty good. I'll give you a B. I'll give Chevrolet gets a B. I'm going to be honest. I don't like Chevys. Ford, not going to lie, I'm a Ford guy. Through and through, I'm a Ford guy. Grew up on Fords, like Fords, love Mustangs. Mustangs are my blood. They run in my blood. But, Speedy, you know what, bud? I yanked up my headphone thing. Speedy, I gotta sit here. I'm sorry. Alright, so, Ford. Still, one of the oldest car companies around. That's the car that got their company off the ground. The Model T. 1915. Touring. That's cool. They put the Model T in here. RS200. Even though this was the Group B car that got Group B shut down in Raleigh, it wasn't a bad car. It was just they had a major accident because the cars were getting too fast, and this happened to be the poster child of what killed it. But I love that car. Absolutely adore it. I love this thing. And the GT. Oh, and it's got the Gulf colors on it. You want to talk about my favorite car ever? Boom! Look no further. Favorite car ever. Don't care. Get out of my face. All your arguments are null and void. That is one of the best cars ever made in history. Shut up. You can't argue with it. You can't. You cannot. There was a lot of money put into that car, but it was worth it. Okay, so this is a European Ford Ka. I know nothing about it. It's just a small city car. Meh. How much power does that thing got? 59 horsepower. Yeah, it's just a gas saver city car for Europe. Dang, can't start out buying that even. Yeah, we're going to have to go to the used car market. Ford Focus. I hate Ford Focuses. It's just, I don't like them. They replaced the Escort. I grew up on Escorts. I love Ford Escorts. I don't like this. This thing's, I don't like the Focus. And it's the freaking hatchback. It's the station wagon. Get that out of my face. Ford Focus RS, again, the hatchback. Two-door hatchback. That's the Rally Sport version. As you see, it's pretty tuned up. It's not bad. I don't like it. Moving on. Oh, they do have the... Okay, so the retro car did come around this time. Okay, so we've got the new Mustang. So this game's around 05. Okay. I can't remember the copyright on this thing. What is the copyright on this game? I'm looking. 2004. Okay. Has this got 305 horsepower? It should have 305 horsepower. 295 is close enough, though. That's about right. Because it's still running that 4.6 liter V8 that I had in my Cobra. And these were tuned up to be about as fast as my 97 Cobra that we had in Gran Turismo 2. So, which was 98 model, which was basically the same thing. This car saved the muscle car industry. Again, started it and saved it. Now, the Trans Am saved it the first time. This saved it the second time, and the Camaro had to come back years later just to mess with this. Buddy of mine had one of these. We call them the Big Stangs. Now, I know the 71, 72, 73 models were the actual Big Stang Mustangs, but it's just made it bigger but this is a close second. These are Big Stangs. Good cars. They're heavy, but they don't handle with a dang. I'll admit that. And one thing I don't like about the GTs are the extra headlights in the front. This ain't a rally car. Don't put extra headlights on my car for no freaking reason, just to make it more front heavy. It's stupid. So I like these cars. They brought back the retro styling. They were extremely successful. They're still selling like hotcakes. The Mustangs survived Ford's purge recently of all their small cars and car lines, except the Mustang, because people were going to hang Ford if they got rid of the Mustang. So thankfully it's still going. That takes away a whole point. I hate the Lightning. I hate everything about the Lightning. It's a stupid thing. Guy I knew in high school had one of these things because his parents were rich and just gave their kid a 8,000-pound high horsepower pickup truck to a high schooler because they're stupid. So yeah, I don't like the Lightning. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's too heavy to even go fast with that much power. This is still faster, even though it has like a third of the power. You know, it loses like 25% of the power of this. It's still faster because this thing weighs so much and has the aerodynamic properties of a brick. The God car, what can I say? You fail. Again, the GT40 lives on. Here's an 02 model. For some odd reason, it's got less power. Oh, they tuned it up. This must have been the prototype. Yeah, so There it is again. And there's a Ford Focus rally car that I do give two craps about because I like the Escort Cosworth better. Ford, overall, there's not like anything I just hate or sit there and like, why? Except for the Lightning, but they try to put pickups in this game overall, and I give them credit for that. I'm not so much taking off of the pickup trucks, other than that stupid Dodge. I kind of was hard on Cluster for that one. But at least this pickup truck is a regular cab truck. Did you notice that? Because it doesn't add a crap ton of weight. So they have the one pickup truck, sports pickup truck, done right. So, Ford, so far, we'll give them a B plus. I may go up to an A minus. A minus. I'll give them an A minus. Not quite an A. Give them an A minus. Pontiac. Oh, the one GM make I actually like. Pontiac. Oh, what happened? They've been shut down. Oh, they put the GTO in here. That gives you one up on that one already. One of the coolest, freaking, baddest looking cars ever on the planet. Say what you want about Pontiac as of since like the 90s on. Where in the 90s everyone owned a Grand Am and a Grand Prix and they were all over the freaking road and I wanted to puke. Okay, you know what? I've actually driven a Pontiac 5. It's a Toyota with Pontiac badges thrown all over it. So I had to rent one one time. I'm going to tell a story about this car. I hate this car. This is one of those vile cars I have ever driven. So, first of all, you have no sense of speed in this thing because it's too quiet. I hate cars that are too quiet. I would look down and I'm doing 70 when I'm thinking I'm doing like 55 on the roads running most of the speed limits are just 55. I look down, I'm doing 70. Like, what the frick? I'm going to kill somebody or myself. The gear shifter is mounted in the dash, not on the floor, like most cars are. It was an automatic. I had to rent this car for a week while my other car was in the shop because I had somebody back into my car because they were stupid. And it was somebody in a Chevy pickup, go figure. It hit the smallest car in the parking lot. So it's mounted on the dash, and I was shifting it, and and it's marked. All the markings for what's on the shifter are marked, as I thought, on the dash. Okay, so I shifted to drive, and away it went. The last day I had it, I shifted it, and I was looking at the dash because I was getting used to it, so I didn't have to look. And I noticed there's lights that go across the dash, and I saw it go past an overdrive, and I went, "Wait a minute." Because the thing came down like 3 clicks, and then you had to push left, and then it went down into the actual drive gears. The part where it kind of goes sideways wasn't marked. If you had it on the right side of that, it sat in overdrive. They were too stupid to put just a little mark on the thing on the side to say overdrive, but it's marked on the dashboard, not on the shifter. I couldn't believe it. My mind blew up. So Pontiac, you automatically lose 1 point having the vibe in this game. Nah, which is almost a 2 points, but I hate this car. Absolutely hate it. The vibe is trash. The new GTO, which is just a whole Commodore with a Pontiac badge on it, good car. Can't say anything bad about it. It's just really good. Doesn't deserve the GTO name. They should have said that this was the new Trans Am, but they didn't. They're stupid. Sunfire, that's just a car that has no bearing or meaning or want to be in this game. I like Sunfires from the 80s, but these Sunfires, oh, they are hot garbage. They're just Cavaliers that look even worse. They're crap. This thing, oh, don't even get me started. GM's attempt to make a car to compete with the Mazda Miata, which is automatically a fruitless effort. Because unless something is just as good and just faster, you've automatically failed. This car, I've already seen regular car reviews do a review on this just recently. They were actually kind of praising it, saying this is like the new age Fiero. No, the Fiero is actually cool because it's a unique look, and it was mid-engine. This isn't. This is stupid. This car is also hideous to look at. It hurts my eyes looking at this, and that burnt orange ain't helping anything. I don't like this. I don't like this. Pontiac. Oh my gosh, I don't see any Trans Ams in here. Why are there no Trans Ams? You could have put the Bandit in here. Okay. You get points for having this. No Trans Am. No Grand Prix from the 80s. No NASCARs. Because I ran the Grand Prix and NASCAR for a long time. And you've got Sunfire's Solstice, which I know they're trying to promote the Solstice for this game because there's a new car coming out this time. I get it, but you put the 5 in here. Pontiac, I hate to say it, I love Pontiac, but my gosh, you get a D. This is a D because the only thing keeping you from getting an F is that GTO, the old one, not the new one, because it's just a Holden Commodore. Buick, cars that have never been built to go over 35 miles an hour. Buick, oh, they're just the worst company ever. This is the last good car they ever made. The G&X, let's get it out of the way. It's one of the best frickin' muscle cars ever made in America. It still is. It's still a powerhouse. It's still a great car. It is still a bad-looking car. This is a great car. I mean, look at the power ratings on this thing. I think this was a prototype. I'm not sure. I don't know all the history on it. Buick in this game, for just 2 cars, I'll give you an A. But Buick in real life is an F. They should have gotten rid of this company, not Pontiac, when they were doing their reorganizing. For some odd reason, god-awful reason, they kept Buick, which builds cars that are not supposed to go over 35 miles an hour, only driven by old people, and I hate to say, from what I've seen, trashy people. But I will say this. Their cars may be just hateful, evil things, but they never die. I still see Buick Centuries from the 90s on the roads where I live at, everywhere. And they're not just driven by old people, they're just driven by everybody. Those things will not die. So Buick in this game, I give them, only 2 cars because they don't have a whole lot of history making performance stuff. I'll give them a B. I'll give them a B in this game. Eagle. Oh, Eagle used to make some cool stuff. American Motors. Oh, they make some cool stuff. The only car they're going to have is the Eagle Talent. Yeah, see, that's a good car. Sadly, it was one of Eagle's last cars. It was a good car. It was a very good car. What they need to do is get in a hold of AMC's. And they should have put the AMC original Eagle, the station wagon that was basically the crossover SUV back in the 80s before there were crossover SUVs. And it is still a better crossover SUV than the SUVs now that all look the same. They're all a bunch of stupid bullcrap white goods. They're terrible, hateful, evil cars. They don't get good gas mileage. They don't. They don't. They're terrible. They're crap. And they're stupid. They all look the same. They all look terrible. There's not one of them that looks good. Not one. Not one. Anyways, off by Rant. Eagle, I like them. Talon, good car. That's all they're ever going to put in these games. Eagle. I give them a C. Even if you tune that thing up, it's okay. Infinity, that's not an American car company. It's a Nissan with a chrome nose on it. Get the frig out of here. Infinity's some of the most butt-ugly, god-awful looking cars in the market. They're not good. They're terrible. They're stupid. They're overpriced Datsuns. They're all over the frickin' road, and people are like, "Hey, they look so good." In a frickin' Infinity SUVs are the most butt-ugly things I've ever seen in my entire life. This car looks, I can't tell if that's a Lexus or an Infinity. Can you tell? If you looked at it from that profile right there, could you tell? If I took the badge off the front of it, could you tell if it was a Lexus or an Infinity? You can't. You can't because they're stupid looking. I hate these things. They're overpriced, stupid cars. They're dumb. Nothing looks good about them. Look at this piece of crap. Oh, that's the infinity of luxury. Look at $30,000 for this POS. No. And look at this big stupid thing, crossover bullcrap. Look at the nose on that thing. Oh my gosh. I mean, the rear is just meh. The sides, it looks like a giant bubble. What the frig is wrong with it? Look at the grill in this thing. Look at the front of that. The frig. No. Infinity should not even be in this F. I don't care. Never going to buy that. Never going to use it in trash. No. Scion, again, this is a Japanese car company with an American badge. It's Scions or Toyotas. They were cheap Toyotas. No. This is your city boxcar, cardboard box looking bullcrap. That's an F. This thing, look, it's just a little station wagon. No. They didn't even put the TC or whatever it is, the sports car in this. Oh yeah, this is a car brand that failed and went away in obscurity because they were like, look, it's like aftermarket parts, but we give them as options for when you buy it. No, the whole point of buying aftermarket parts is because they're actual things you buy after you buy your car to customize it yourself, not dealer crap. This was a fail. This was a fad to try to capitalize off the initial release of the Fast and Furious movies. Screw you, Toyota. You wasted your freaking time bringing your junk over here and trying to gussy it up like it's always, they're so fast. 100 horsepower in that box. 100 horsepower in this box. F. F minus. Shouldn't even be in this freaking game. Get this garbage out of here. Oh, Chrysler. Don't even start on this garbage. The only thing they're going to have in here is the 300 and probably the Crossfire. Oh, Christ. Oh, God. F. There's nothing more to say on that thing. Now, I like the Crossfire. I have a soft spot for it because of Midtown Madness. It's not the prettiest car, but it is a good-looking car. Yeah, you'll have analysts saying, who uses old Mercedes parts? Yeah, well, that's better than anything we've been making. So this is not a bad sports car. I hate that it went away. It could have used a V8 in it instead of a V6. There are some problems with it, yes, but overall, I think it's a fun-looking car, and it was a hardtop convertible. I actually saw one just the other day driving around. I was like, oh, cool, Crossfire. Anytime you see one of these things, it's got a cool name, it looks good, it looks nice. I like it. Good car. I like the thing. I'm going to shove a middle finger in this car. You made a hot rod in '02 with a V6. Need I say more? That's what killed this car. 300C, big, heavy sedan, driven by douchebags. Only douchebags drive these cars. Yeah, got a neighbor just moved in not too long ago. Because my old neighbors got too old and had to move away. Great neighbors we used to have. Just a douchebag drives his car and does nothing but ride your tail no matter how fast you go on my roads out here. That you really shouldn't go that fast on. They will ride your tail and pass you in the most weird places. Yeah, they're dicks. So yeah, most people I know that drive Chrysler 300, they're just douchebags. Yeah, because they think, oh, it's a mafia car, but look tough in this thing. No, you're just a douchebag. Driving a car gets poor gas mileage. And with the way gas prices are nowadays, I mean, you bought the car, and then you complain about gas prices. I mean, what can I say? You fail. So we've got one good car here and a bunch of trash. D. Chrysler gets a D. And Chrysler's about out of cars. Anyways. Panaz, this is a weird, like, European-styled American company. I don't know much about them. They're just going to get a B. Esperantes are fine. I don't know much about Panaz. Okay, Saline. I don't like Saline. They make good stuff, but they're like, they got a Saline Mustang. And I'm like, no, which they don't even have in this game now, so they got their S7, which is a fine supercar. You got a B. I can't complain about the S7 too much. But Saline Mustangs, I do not like them. Callaway! Oh, the people who make Chevys right. Please let the sledgehammer be in here. Please! No, they don't have the sledgehammer! Oh, that's a fail. Sledgehammers is like a C3 Corvette from the 80s that they just crammed as much horsepower into as it could, and you could barely control the thing. Oh, it was a Project Gotham 3, and it was so much fun. But as far as this, yeah, I give him a C. You didn't bring the sledgehammer to the party. You get a C. I'm not sure what Jay Leno's doing in this. He's probably got a steam car in this, I bet. Because he likes to show off his little Stanley steamer. Oh, this is his tank car that he built or some crap like an airplane engine or something on it. I don't know. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's like an old F1 racer from like the 50s with an airplane engine on it. So, a B. I don't know. Cool name, too. Lexus. This is Toyota with the chrome nose. Lexus are boring. There's nothing good or fancy about them. Watch, they look exactly like Infinitis. Look at this. It looks like an Infiniti. They all have the same grill. They all have the same front end. This is bullcrap. These cars are stupid. No. Wasn't this rated the worst car in the history of the world ever by Top Gear? With Jeremy Clarkson and James May? I think it was the SC430. Because it still had a tape player in it. in '01 without a CD player. And it was too expensive. It was stupid. It was underpowered. Yeah, this thing's crap. IS200, there's your Toyota Corolla with chrome nose on it. There's your Toyota Camry with a, no wait, it's IS2. So this is a 98, yep, another Corolla. IS300, a Toyota Camry station wagon with a chrome nose. Another Toyota Camry with some fancier bits. And even, I guess, what's the Avalon? Is that the highest car? This might be an Avalon with a chrome nose on it. Again, this is a bunch of nothing. It's just more expensive Toyotas with more crap on them to go wrong. Oh, and I got a beef with Lexus nowadays. They're pulling that crap that Tesla's pulling. They have their cars built with built-in paywalls on them. How? Look, there's features built into every one of these cars that unless you pay Toyota money, you cannot use them. Even when you drive them off the lot and you own the car and you've paid it off, you can't access features and options on your car unless you pay them money. Oh, and get this. Remote start, okay? Here's the thing. I know somebody was trying to go buy a brand new Lexus. They wanted a Lexus sports car, and they're like, I want to buy a Lexus. What kept them from buying it, okay? Her Jeep. She was trading in a Jeep to get this, okay? So she had a Chrysler, which are shoddy-built pieces of crap, all right? Took her Jeep, which had remote start on a starter button on the key ring, okay? You press it, you hold it, and your car started up, okay? For you, so you can warm up in the wintertime. Lexus, no. We offer that, but allow me to explain. If you were to use a Lexus's remote start, you must pay a $10 a year annual fee for an app to remote start your car. Why can't I just use the remote? What's wrong with that? Why can't my Jeep, my Jeep that's not a luxury car, has this feature that I don't have to pay for every year on an app? Screw Lexus. Screw everything about them. I don't care if the LFA is one of the coolest cars ever made. I don't care. Lexus is an F minus because they're freaking tearing their customer line up. So that was America, everybody. That was a long video and a long rant. There's a lot of American car companies. Where will we go next? I think with the cars I actually own and love, we'll try to rip into them. We're going to go to Japan next and tear into that market because I've already kind of had my way with them on their luxury brands. So, anyways, on the next one, guys, we're going to Japan.